Welcome! Before you spend that penny, stop! One ordinary-looking wheat cent just like this turned into a life-changing fortune, found in pocket change. Let's find out what makes it so valuable. Number 1. It was an ordinary day. A man drops some coins on his kitchen table. Pennies roll and clink, just spare change, but one coin catches his eye, and soon, he's holding what every collector dreams of, a 1941 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny. It looks old, worn, but something feels different. A quick check, a closer look, and then, disbelief, that penny, just 1 cent, would go on to sell for an unbelievable amount of money. That's right. This rare 1941 D. Wheat Penny wasn't found in a museum or a vault. It was found in pocket change, and today, we're diving deep into why this ordinary looking coin could be worth a small fortune, and why coin collecting might just be the most beautiful hobby in the world. Let's get started. This little penny was minted in Denver in 1941. During a time when America was on the brink of entering World War II, over 128 million of these coins were made. But the truth is, only a few survived in mint condition. Most were spent, scratched, or worn down through decades of use. That's why finding a pristine 1941 D penny today is like finding a diamond in a gravel pit. So what makes this penny so valuable? Let's break it down. The first thing collectors look for is condition. If you spot a 1941 D penny that still shines with its original red luster, barely touched by time, hold on to it. That vibrant red color means it hasn't oxidized or turned brown over the years. Next, check for sharp detail. Lincoln's coat, his hair, the wheat stalks on the reverse, they should all be crisp and clear. If it looks like it just left the mint, you may have something very special. But here's the real secret. Some of these coins have minor minting errors. And those errors? They drive up the value like you wouldn't believe. Look for a doubled die, where parts of the design look shadowed or slightly off. Check for off-center strikes or repunched mint marks, where the little D under the date looks doubled. Even the smallest flaw could mean a huge payday. So, how do you spot one? Simple. Start by checking your pocket change. Use a magnifying glass, a flashlight. Study your coins. And most importantly, learn. Because coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a hidden treasure hunt. And knowledge is your best tool. Right now, someone just like you might be walking around with a rare penny in their pocket. They don't even know it. That's the magic of numismatics. The study and collection of coins. It's the only hobby on earth where ordinary people turn into millionaires. Not because of luck, but because of knowledge, because they took time to study, to watch videos like this, to learn what to look for. And that brings us to a very important part of this journey. Let's talk about other coins that shocked the world at auction. Here are 5 rare US coins that sold for life-changing amounts of money at heritage auctions. First, the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent. This was an accident of history. While most 1943 pennies were made from steel, a few bronze blanks were mistakenly used. One sold for more than $1 million. Second, the 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent, a legendary key date among collectors. With just a few 100,000 minted, a pristine example fetched nearly $500,000. Third, the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent. The doubling on the date, and liberty, is visible to the naked eye. These iconic era coins can sell for over $100,000. Fourth, the 1914 D Lincoln cent, hard to find in high grade, especially with that Denver mintmark sharp and clean. .1 near-perfect coin sold for close to $200,000. Fifth, the 1969 S double-die obverse, with bold doubling on the date and inscriptions. This modern rarity shocked collectors when it sold for hundreds of thousands. These are just a few examples, but they prove a powerful truth. Coin collecting isn't just about history, it's about discovery. And if you start your journey today, who knows what's waiting in your next handful of change? So here's the question for you. Have you ever checked your pocket change for rare coins? Let us know in the comments below. What's the oldest or most interesting coin you've ever found? If you enjoy the thrill of treasure hunting, if you love history, or if you simply want to be one of the few who know what to look for, subscribe now and join thousands of collectors who are already watching and learning. And now, back to the 1941 Wheat penny. Just recently, a coin in near perfect condition, graded MS-68 red, sold at auction for an incredible $9,000. And that's not even the highest. Some extremely rare examples, with brilliant red luster and flawless details, have reached values up to $63,000 or more. 1 penny, 1 cent, and a dream found in spare change. So keep looking, keep learning, and keep collecting, because the next great treasure might just be in your pocket. Number 2. There's a moment every coin collector dreams of: sifting through an old jar of change, finding something unexpected, a small, worn penny, hiding a massive secret. One day, someone did just that, and what they found changed everything. A simple 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny, pulled from pocket change, and later sold for an unbelievable amount of money. Today, my friends, we're diving deep into the story of the 1953 Wheat penny, why it's so rare, and how it could turn ordinary pocket change into pure treasure. If you're an experienced collector, I have no tips for you today. Instead, I salute you with deep respect. Old is always gold. Your dedication inspires the next generation. From my heart to yours, thank you. And if you're new here, welcome. Watch closely, because in the world of numismatics, knowledge is your greatest weapon. It's how we find what others missed. It's how we hunt for treasures hidden in plain sight. Now, why wheat pennies? At first glance, they seem common. Many people, even today, find wheat pennies in jars, drawers, and old piggy banks. But here's the secret: not all wheat pennies are created equal. Some, like the rare 1953 issues, are worth far more than a single cent. Collectors love wheat pennies for their history, their artistry, and the thrill of the hunt. Their simple yet powerful design, the twin wheat stalks framing the words, 1 cent, connects us to a time when life moved slower. But dreams were just as big. Identifying key features is your first step toward finding one of these hidden gems. The wheat design on the reverse is iconic, but pay attention, small details make a huge difference. Look just under the date on the obverse side. Is there a little D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or no mint mark at all? Each mint produced coins with slight variations, and some are much rarer than others. The 1953 S, in particular, can command big prices when found in pristine condition. Condition is everything. A 1953 penny that's scratched, dirty, or worn is still a nice find, but one with full, original red luster? That's the jackpot. Coins that retain their original reddish-orange shine are known as red coins. They're prized for their beauty and rarity, and they're worth much, much more. The value game for wheat pennies isn't a guessing game. Collectors consider 3 major factors: the date and mint mark, the condition, and whether the coin has any rare varieties. A common 1953 penny in average shape, it might only be worth a few cents. But a rare 1953 S or an error variety, like a doubled die or repunched mint mark, can send its value soaring. That's the magic. A tiny error at the mint can lead to a massive payday. Now, where can you find these treasures? It's easier than you think. Start by checking your spare change. Old family coin jars are gold mines waiting to be explored. Visit antique shops, flea markets, and estate sales. You'll be amazed at what people overlook. Even online marketplaces and auction houses offer opportunities. But be careful and educate yourself before making big purchases. If you're serious about collecting wheat pennies, and you should be, here's a few tips. Start small, aim to collect different years and mint marks first, then level up by learning about rare varieties and key dates. Use trusted resources like the Red Book or PCGS price guides to research values. And when you find a gem, protect it. Use acid-free holders or display cases to keep your coins safe from air, moisture, and fingerprints. Building a coin collection isn't just about making money, it's about building a personal treasure, something you can pass down, something that holds history in the palm of your hand. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to dream even bigger, because the world of coin collecting has seen some unbelievable sales. Did you know A 1943 bronze Lincoln cent once sold for over $1 million? Or that a near-perfect 1909 SVDB Lincoln penny brought nearly $500,000? Even 1955 double-die cents have stunned collectors. Selling for over $100,000, coins like the 1914D and 1969S double-die obverse have also fetched hundreds of thousands. These aren't just coins, they're pieces of history, and they're waiting for the right collector to recognize them. So now, the big question for you: have you ever checked your change for old wheat pennies? Tell us in the comments below, what's the oldest coin you've ever found? And if you haven't looked yet, maybe it's time to start, because believe it or not, one beautiful 1953 wheat penny, preserved in superb condition, recently sold for an astonishing $14,000, and some examples, with nearly flawless red luster, have commanded values up to $67,000 and more. One penny, one discovery, one life-changing moment. Start your coin hunting journey today, and who knows, the next hidden treasure could be sitting right in your pocket. Number 3. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this can't be worth more than a cent? Well, think again, because one small coin, a humble, copper-colored penny from 1944, turned out to be worth more than a brand new car. It was found, believe it or not, in pocket change, and when it hit the auction block, it shocked even the experts. Yes, we're talking about the 1944 Wheat penny, a coin so rare and valuable, it's now a dream find for collectors across the globe. Now, before we dive into the details, let me say this: if you're an experienced collector, I have no tip for you today. You've already walked the path, you've studied the books, and your knowledge makes you a treasure hunter of the highest level. I salute you with respect, and I ask, if you've got wisdom to share, leave a comment below and help guide the next generation of collectors. Share this video with your friends. Make this hobby as profitable for them as it's been for you, because you and I both know, old is always gold. And if you're new here, welcome to the thrill of the hunt. Do not skip this video, because in the world of rare coins, knowledge is the most powerful weapon you'll ever carry. Let's unlock a few secrets today, starting with a question: why wheat pennies? They're everywhere. At least that's what most people think. They turn up in old jars, under couch cushions, and inside dusty drawers. But buried among the common ones are coins worth thousands, even tens of thousands, of dollars. Collectors love them for their beauty, their history, and their surprises. And the 1944D is one of the most surprising of them all. So what makes it so special? Let's start with the key features. Wheat pennies were minted from 1909 to 1958. On the reverse, instead of the Lincoln Memorial, you'll see two wheat stalks curving in from each side, framing the words 1 cent. This design connects us to the past, a time of war, recovery, and resilience. Now look at the date, 1944, and just beneath it, you'll spot the mint mark. A small D means this coin was struck in Denver. Here's the twist: 1944 was a year of massive production for pennies. But not all 1944 DS are equal. Some have small variations, some were struck on the wrong planchets, like steel blanks left over from 1943, and some, despite being from a high mintage year, survived in flawless, mint-red condition. Those are the ones that send collectors into bidding wars. Condition is everything. You might find a 1944D that's dark and worn, great for your collection, but maybe worth only face value. But if you find one that still shines with its original coppery red color, you could be holding a treasure. Collectors call these red coins, and they're incredibly rare in high grades. Let's talk value. What makes one penny worth $1 and another worth thousands? It's all about supply, demand, condition, rarity, and historical context. Coins with doubling, repunched mint marks, or off-mill strikes are worth investigating. The 1944D is no exception. Some rare varieties have been found with extraordinary minting errors, and those are the coins that can break records. Where can you find these wheat pennies? You don't need to be a millionaire to start. Begin with your spare change. Ask grandparents, uncles, and neighbors if they have old coin jars. Visit antique shops, flea markets, and estate sales. Some of the Biggest finds have come from unexpected places. And of course, online marketplaces and auction sites like Heritage Auctions offer plenty of action. If you know what to look for, now here's a tip for beginners. Start small. Try to collect one coin from each year between 1909 and 1958. Learn the key dates, like 1909 SVDB, 1914D, and of course, 1944D. Use a coin magnifier to examine details, and when you find something promising, protect it. Use clear holders, soft gloves, and never clean your coins. Cleaning destroys value. Natural patina is a collector's prize, and for the experts watching, you already know the game. But remember this, even a seasoned collector can miss a gem. That's why we always check our change, double-check our duplicates, and never stop learning. The world of numismatics is more than just a hobby. It's a journey, a hunt, a passion, and sometimes, it pays off in the biggest way. Now before we go, let's get inspired. Here are a few rare coins that made history. The 1943 copper penny, sold for over $1 million. The 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent, worth over $400,000. The 1955 double die, up to $125,000 in mint state. Even a 1944 steel cent has broken the six-figure mark. These are pennies, and yet they've changed lives. So what about our star today? One pristine example of the 1944 Wheat penny, with flawless red luster and near-perfect grade, recently sold for an incredible $64,000, and even rarer high-end specimens have reached $128,000 and beyond. That's right, 1 cent turned into over $100,000, and it could happen again. So the question is, have you checked your pocket change today? Let me know in the comments. What's the oldest coin you've ever found? And if you're an expert, give us a tip. Share the wisdom, because someone out there is just beginning their journey. And your words might lead them to the next big discovery. Until then, keep hunting, keep learning, and keep believing, because the next $1 million coin could already be in your hands. Number 4. What if I told you that a single penny from 1950 could change your life? A tiny copper coin, just 1 cent in value, sitting quietly in someone's drawer for decades, was recently discovered in pocket change, and when it hit the auction block, it stunned everyone, because this wasn't just any penny, it was a 1950 wheat penny, and it sold for more than a luxury vacation, more than a new car. It sold for thousands of dollars. This video is your invitation to the world of rare coins, where every day finds become extraordinary fortunes. So don't look away, because what you're about to learn could turn your next handful of change into hidden treasure. Let's start with the basics. Why are wheat pennies so special? They're among the most iconic and beloved coins in U.S. history. Minted from 1909 to 1958, these coins feature a simple yet timeless design. On the front, a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. On the back, 2 stalks of wheat curving inward, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of American history. Collectors chase them not just for their beauty, but for the mysteries they sometimes hold, because buried among the billions minted are rare errors, limited strikes, and pristine examples that are worth a small fortune. Now let's focus on the 1950 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks just like the others, but here's where the story gets interesting. Look closely beneath the date. Do you see a tiny D or S? That mint mark tells you where the coin was made. Laughing face for Denver, S for San Francisco. And if there's no mint mark, that means it was struck in Philadelphia. The 1950 D and 1950 S wheat pennies are relatively common, but coins in near-perfect condition, or with rare varieties, can be worth far more than their face value. Here's what to look for. Condition is key. A coin that's been in circulation for years might be worn, scratched, or darkened by time, but a 1950 wheat penny that still shines with its original reddish glow, known as red in the coin world, can fetch eye-popping prices at auction. The closer the coin is to its original state, the more valuable it becomes. And then there are the errors, coins that were misstruck at the mint. Some 1950 wheat pennies have been found with doubling, where the date or lettering appears double due to a misalignment in the die. Others have repunched mint marks, where the mint letter was stamped twice. These small variations can turn a common penny into a collector's jackpot. So where can you find one? Start with the change in your pocket. Yes, people have found rare coins just by checking their spare change. Ask older relatives if they have a jar of coins tucked away. Search garage sales, flea markets, and estate sales. You never know when someone will let go of a treasure without realizing what they have. And of course, if you're ready to take it to the next level, online platforms like eBay or major auction houses like Heritage Auctions are great places to hunt, or to sell, if you're new to coin collecting. Here's how to begin. Start with wheat pennies. Try to collect one from every year between 1909 and 1958. Use a magnifier to study details. Mint marks, doubling, surface condition. Get a coin folder or display album to organize your finds. And most importantly, never clean your coins. Cleaning reduces value. Let the coin age naturally. That patina is part of its story. And for the experts watching, you already know the thrill of the hunt. But even veterans miss hidden gems. So keep your tools close, your magnifier sharp, and your eyes open. Coin collecting is more than a hobby. It's history you can hold in your hand. It's a treasure hunt you can do at your kitchen table. And sometimes, just sometimes, it's a ticket to life-changing wealth. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, one pristine, uncirculated 1950 wheat penny, with blazing red luster and near-flawless surfaces. Recently sold for $15,275, another rare, high-grade example. It reached an astonishing $65,000 at auction. That's right, a single cent, worth more than $60,000. So the next time you find a wheat penny, don't toss it aside. It might just be the coin that changes your life. Now tell me in the comments, have you ever found an old penny with a mint mark? And if you're an experienced collector, share your best tip. Because someone out there is just getting started. And your wisdom might help them uncover the next great discovery. Thanks for watching, coin hunters. Keep collecting, keep searching, and always believe the next rare penny might already be in your hand. Number 5. Have you ever held a penny and thought, this could be worth thousands? Most people wouldn't even glance twice at a 1949 penny. It's just 1 cent, old, maybe even a little dirty. But to coin collectors, that same penny could be the key to unlocking a fortune, because one very special 1949 wheat penny, discovered in a forgotten coin jar, was auctioned off for more than most people make in an entire year. Yes, it happened. And it could happen again. If you're a long-time collector, I salute you. You already know that coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. And if you're new here, don't you dare skip this video. Because the secret to finding rare coins isn't luck, it's knowledge. Let's talk about wheat pennies. Why are they so fascinating? Well, they're one of the most recognizable coins in American history. Minted from 1909 to 1958, they were part of everyday life. But today, some of them are worth small fortunes. They get their nickname from the back design, 2 stalks of wheat arching around the words 1 cent. It's simple, elegant, and packed with history. Wheat pennies connect us to the Great Depression, World War II, and the post-war boom. That's a lot of history for a tiny piece of copper. But let's get specific. Why is the 1949 wheat penny so interesting? Because although millions were minted that year, only a tiny number survive in top condition. Even fewer have the rare errors collectors go crazy for. And that's where things get exciting. First, look at the mint mark. That small letter beneath the date tells you where the coin was made. In 1949, you'll find 3 varieties. No mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver's for San Francisco. Each mint had its own process, and some are rarer than others. But mint mark alone isn't enough. What really boosts value? Condition, condition, condition. Coins are graded from poor to mint state. If your 1949 wheat penny is bright red, shiny, and crisp, it could be in mint state red condition, the highest grade possible. These are the pennies that break records at auctions. And then, there are the errors. Some 1949 wheat pennies have doubled dies, where the letters or numbers appear to be shadowed or doubled. Others have repunched mint marks, where the D or S was stamped more than once, creating a slight blur, and a few extremely rare pieces have off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to a misalignment during minting. Collectors chase these errors like gold, so how do you find them? Start by checking your pocket change. Seriously, people have found valuable pennies and spare change. Ask your grandparents if they have old coin jars. You'd be surprised what's hiding in plain sight. Visit flea markets, garage sales, and antique shops. Sometimes sellers don't even know what they've got, and if you're looking to buy or sell, reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions or platforms like eBay can offer access to some incredible finds. Thinking of starting a collection? Begin with Wheat Pennies. They're affordable, easy to identify, and rich in history. Start by collecting one from each year, then branch into mint marks and era varieties. Protect your coins. Use soft gloves when handling them. Store them in a coin album or plastic sleeves. And never clean a coin. That shiny look might seem nice, but cleaning can destroy value. Use resources like the Red Book, online forums, YouTube channels, and coin grading guides. Study the market, learn how grading works, and stay curious. Coin collecting is the only hobby in the world where knowledge alone can turn everyday people into millionaires. It's a way to touch history, and maybe even change your future. Now for the part you've been waiting for. One nearly flawless 1949 wheat penny, with blazing red luster and perfect detail, sold at auction for an astonishing $12,800. But that's just the beginning. Another rare 1949 penny, with a unique error and mint state certification, brought in an incredible $68,000. That's right. A penny that once sat forgotten in a box became worth more than a brand new SUV. So before you toss away that old coin, take a closer look. It might be more valuable than you ever imagined. And now it's your turn. Drop a comment below and tell me your oldest penny find. If you're an expert, share your collecting tip with the new generation. And if you're just starting out, let this be the moment your coin collecting journey begins. Because the next hidden treasure could be waiting in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching, and remember, old is gold, and knowledge is your map to treasure. Number 6. Have you ever wondered if a simple old penny could change your life? Well, don't be too quick to overlook that dusty copper coin in your pocket, because one 1945 wheat penny, pulled from a forgotten coin jar, shocked collectors when it sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't just any coin, it's a piece of American history, and for some lucky collectors, it's also been a ticket to incredible wealth. If you're an experienced coin collector, I salute you with the deepest respect. You already know the power this hobby holds. And if you're just starting out, let this video be your guide into a world where pennies are treasure. Why are wheat pennies so special? Well, they were minted from 1909 to 1958, and they were the backbone of everyday American commerce. But they're not just pocket change anymore. Some of these coins, especially certain years and varieties, are now worth thousands of dollars. The 1945 wheat penny is one of the most fascinating coins in that series. Minted in the final months of World War II, it carries history in every detail. And even though millions were produced that year, a rare few have become legendary. Let's take a closer look at what makes the 1945 wheat penny a collector's dream. First, the design. On the front, you'll find the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of leadership and unity. Flip it over, and you'll see two elegant wheat stalks, cradling the words 1 cent and United States of America. This wheat design, created by Victor D. Brenner, is what gives the coin its nickname. Now, when searching for a 1945 wheat penny, pay attention to the mint mark beneath the date. No mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. D means Denver and S means San Francisco. Each mint produced a different number of coins, and some variations are more valuable than others. But the real game changer is condition. Coins are graded from poor all the way up to mint state 70, with higher grades commanding much higher prices. Collectors especially prize coins with full detail and strong luster, classified as mint state red. These are rare and highly desirable. Then there are the errors and varieties. These can multiply a coin's value by thousands. In the 1945 Wheat Penny series, be on the lookout for double die errors, where letters and numbers appear slightly doubly punched mint marks. Where the mint mark was struck more than once, off-center strikes or lamination errors, caused by flaws in the minting process. These error coins are rare and exciting finds, and collectors pay serious money to own them. So where do you even begin to find a coin like this? Start with your own pocket change. Believe it or not, valuable wheat pennies still pop up in everyday circulation. Ask your parents or grandparents if they have an old coin jar. Some of the most valuable pennies ever found came from someone's junk drawer. You can also explore flea markets, garage sales, and thrift shops. Sometimes, people unknowingly sell rare coins for next to nothing. And don't forget about online auctions and marketplaces like eBay and heritage auctions, where rare wheat pennies change hands for huge amounts of money every year. Thinking about building a collection? Start simple. Try to collect one wheat penny from each year. Then dive deeper. Look for rare mint marks, high grades, and error coins. Keep your coins protected. Use coin albums or holders. And always handle coins with clean hands or gloves. Never clean a coin. Cleaning can strip away natural toning and kill its value. And always keep learning. Use tools like the Red Book, YouTube videos, online forums, and coin grading guides. Knowledge is the most powerful tool in your treasure hunt. Because in the world of coin collecting, it's not just about what's in your pocket, it's about what you know to look for. Now, let's talk about the incredible value of the 1945 wheat penny. One high-grade example, certified in mint state red, sold for an amazing $20,400. But that's not the end of the story. A rare error coin from this same year, with a brilliant strike and pristine surfaces, brought in an eye-popping $90,000 at auction. That's life-changing money, for a coin most people would never notice. So before you spend that old penny or toss it in a jar, flip it over, look at the date, and take a moment to imagine. Because your next great discovery might be sitting right in your hand. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of rare coins. If you're a veteran collector, drop a tip in the comments. Help inspire the next generation of treasure hunters. And if you're just getting started, welcome to the family. Now go check your change. Who knows, maybe you hold the next big find. Number 7. Can one small copper coin really change your life? Let me tell you a story about a penny. Not just any penny, but a 1957 wheat penny. A coin that once slipped quietly through the hands of Americans, until one day, a rare version of it was found in pocket change, and later sold for an amount that could buy a brand new car. This is the kind of magic that lives in coin collecting, and if you're here, you're already on the path to discovering treasure, whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about old coins. This video is your golden ticket into the world of numismatics, where knowledge is the real currency, and even a penny could be worth a fortune. Let's begin by asking, why are wheat pennies so special? To most people, they're just old pennies, but to collectors, they're a window into America's past. Wheat pennies were minted from 1909 to 1958, and during that time, millions were made. Yet only a handful became legendary. These coins feature the proud profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front, and on the reverse, two wheat stalks curling around the words 1 cent and United States of America. It's simple. It's iconic. And it's filled with hidden potential. Now, let's focus on the 1957 wheat penny. It was one of the last years this design was used, which makes it incredibly nostalgic for collectors. But what really sets this penny apart? It's not just the date, it's the details. Turn over the coin and look closely beneath the date. You might see a tiny D, which means it was minted in Denver.no mint mark. Then it was struck in Philadelphia. Believe it or not, even that small difference can impact value. But we're just getting started. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A well-worn 1957 penny may only be worth a few cents. But in mint state red, with blazing original color and no wear, that same penny could be worth thousands. Collectors use grading terms like MS60, MS65, and even MS67 to describe just how pristine a coin is. The higher the grade, the higher the price. But here's where it gets exciting. Rare varieties and errors are where the real money hides. Some 1957 wheat pennies were struck with doubled dies, where the lettering or numbers look slightly shadowed or doubled. Others may show repunched mint marks, where the D was stamped more than once, slightly offset. And then there are the off-center strikes and die cracks, all of which can turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime find. So where can you find these hidden gems? Start with your pocket change. Yes. Even today, wheat pennies show up in circulation. Next, check old jars, piggy banks, or your grandparents' attic. These coins often sit forgotten for decades, but the true hunters know where to dig. Antique stores, flea markets, estate sales, and coin shows are gold mines for collectors. And don't underestimate online auctions, where some of the rarest coins ever discovered are bought and sold every single day. If you're thinking of starting a collection, start with something simple. Build a full year set of wheat pennies from 1909 to 1958. You'll learn as you go, and the thrill of the hunt is unbeatable. But don't forget to protect your treasures. Use coin albums, plastic flips, or capsules to preserve them. Handle coins gently, preferably with gloves, and never clean them. No matter how dirty they look, a clean coin loses value. Let them age with grace. Knowledge is your biggest weapon in this treasure hunt. Use books like the Red Book, watch videos, join coin forums, and follow channels like this one to stay informed, because in the world of coin collecting, the more you know, the more you find. And now, for the part you've been waiting for. What's the real value of a 1957 wheat penny? Well, one brilliant uncirculated coin, graded in top-tier mint state red, sold for a jaw-dropping $12,500 at auction. But wait, a rare era version of the same year, with perfect strike, color, and dramatic doubling, brought in a staggering $48,000. That's life-changing value for a coin you could hold in the palm of your hand. So before you spend that penny, look at the date. Examine the details, because your next great discovery could be hiding in plain sight. If you're an experienced collector, drop a tip in the comments to help those just starting out. And if you're new here, welcome to the hunt. Like, share, and subscribe for more hidden treasures. And remember, every coin has a story. What will yours be?